Hi, my name is Sandra Bosa. I'm the founder of GrandVivat cleaning company. So at GrandVivat, what we do is to help individuals and corporate organizations to save time and clean their spaces using technology and eco-friendly products. It's very simple. So first thing first is I'm going to use about 80% of it, which is 80 million, to buy a property in Abuja, maybe in Gusape or Jai. Then the remaining 20 million, I'm going to use about 10 to 15 million to acquire more equipment. Then the other 5 million, I'm going to book my flight and accommodation in Morocco to go for maybe 2 weeks vacation. So it's gone. The way I just analyze it, it just looks as if 100 million is like 10,000 naira. Okay, so it just started like a joke. Though I remember my 10 or 11-year-old self, I didn't want to work for anybody, but that's just a teenage girl dreaming. So my journey into entrepreneurship started in 2016 when I lost my dad. So we were best of friends. By the way, I happened to be the only girl, so you know the story between girl child and their father. And my dad was actually a young man. He was 57, so it was like a shock, and I went into serious depression. Like I didn't find it, fun, working, because I started working at a very early age. Then I think I was still working with a real estate firm, right? Yeah, before I switched over to tech. So what I now discovered that cleaning was, one thing that was making me to be so busy, and so that was typically what I enjoyed doing as at that time. Not even going to work, because then I used to sell properties. I used to have a lot of money then, but I didn't find it fun doing. So one day I came back from work. I was really exhausted. I was like, yeah, I think it's gonna be nice if I can monetize this hobby and make it a business. So then I didn't know that cleaning industry was a thing at that point. So I made a quick research and I discovered that there were a lot of successful cleaning companies overseas, and then in Enugu as the market wasn't saturated. So then I was like, okay, fine. I think I've found a business idea. So that was how we started. Then 2018, I registered the business. So because what I was doing, I started setting milestones, right? So before my birthday, I had to register this business name. And interestingly, in 2018, the only revenue we generated was 35,000 naira. So, and just like that, COVID came, they cut down salary, and that was like a side hustle. And, it started picking up gradually, not until I think that was 2021, and I discovered that we can actually make millions yearly from this business. It got to the point that the business needed my full attention, because it started paying me more than my 9 to 5, to be honest. So, and I just needed to be there to build the structure that worked. So that was how I just dived into the entrepreneurial lifestyle. But then I think it was the right time for me, because I acquired a lot of knowledge and skill while I was working with the tech company and also the real estate firm that I worked with for over 8 years plus. So that's it. Okay, so first and first is people management, because in fact this morning something happened between a client. So a client contacted us. So I had to allow my staff to, handle that, because we are building a system typically. So that was a very angry client, and they were waiting for me to respond. I was like, you people are not even serious. You have to respond. So I think number one thing is people management, because you need to learn how to relate with people. Not only your staff, also customers, because people come from different backgrounds. Then another thing also is one thing I believe that you need is determination. You need to be really a very resilient person, because if you're not resilient, you can't persevere, and it throws a lot of shades. And you have to know your onions, also. In fact, I tell people that before you run your own business, you need to work in an organization and understand how business is being run, how structure is, because you need to understand as well what is called finance, because finance is key. In fact, I battled with financial management Although one of the things that also helped us to grow as a business was discipline. So I started investing my profit back into the business, and today we're worth millions of naira. And currently we don't have like an external fund that we've invested in the business. So first and first is you need to have that discipline. At some point, I was like, are you sure my money is not missing? I just calculate, I'll be like, our revenue is how many million? And then you look into account, I'll be like, we have 300,000. How come? Not until I had a conversation with one of my friends, a chartered accountant, and he was like, yes, it's normal. So that's cash flow management. So there's a lot of skills that is required for you to build a sustainable business, not just a business, a sustainable business. You require a lot of experience. So I advise people to have, gather experience, work for, a company first. And the interesting thing is people have this mindset of money. Money is good, quite all right, but experience is better than money. So there are people that have money, but they don't know how to invest it. But with experience, you can, manage 1 million naira, 3 million naira, 500,000, and great business, and invest properly without, making a loss. So that's it. It's not, for me, it wasn't difficult. It was a transition for me, so I think it's patience. Let's just say it like that. It's patience. Okay, so for me, I would say having to abandon other jobs, like maybe because like I started, it was a side hustle, and it started growing and got to the point that it needed my attention. So before, as I last year, I was thinking, okay, I can run it full time and also maybe take another job with maybe another company, maybe project manager or maybe like B2B salesperson. But no, you're just like a baby. When you have like a 3-month-old baby, 1-year-old child, you need to pay attention and watch the baby grow. So I used to think that's my biggest challenge actually. And before I used to wonder why will, my former boss, then I'll be like, why will this man be involved in a project of 3 million? Meanwhile, you have project that is yielding 300 million, 500 million, and now I understand because you need to be there because you don't have to joke with even the smallest project that you're handling. So that's my biggest challenge because you have to be doing the business full time because you are the driver of the bus. So that's it for me. Interesting. So I don't really regret anything. That's me. Even if I don't want to use the F word right now, but even if I mess up big time, I always find a way to okay, I'll just speak the few lessons and move on. So, but my advice to my younger self would be not to really think about what people will say. That's it. Because life is, no matter what you do, people will still talk. You saw that I say, this person. So that would be my thing. Because during my teenage age, I was actually traumatized too. Because I was talked about so much in school that so many accusations and everything. So I was so conscious of what people would say about me, and that made me really sad. So my advice to my younger self would be live your life free, be happy, and don't care about what people say. So first and first is you have to research about the idea. That's the new transition. At least have an idea of what that field or that background or that industry is like. Then find mentors. So I think that helps. I remember when I went to LBS before I left my 9 to 5. So there was this woman I actually admired. I think her core background is digital marketing. So I actually took her number and told her that I want her to mentor me. So she was like, yeah, quite, that's fine. But that she's always busy, that I should just feel free to chat her. Funny enough, I never actually messaged her because I know my level, how busy I can be. So imagine someone of that nature. So I think it's about boldness. So if you see people maybe you admire, because the only thing there's, people can just tell you, okay, don't talk to me, don't, even the person that you think is the scariest might just be a very nice person. So just look for people that you admire. Some people have mentors that even the mentor don't even know that they're actually mentoring someone. They just follow the person on Instagram. I know one Joyce Awosika. She's amazing though. Interestingly, I admired her from afar. So how God may have it though. So we were picked up And we were selected among the this last cohort 5 for African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, and she happens to be on that platform. And that's how we connected. When we went to Nairobi, I approached her, and today I have a contact. So like we took pictures. In fact, we even hung out together. Like she's in fitness and wellness industry, and she's doing amazing things in the industry. And it's someone I'm looking up to, because I'm looking at GrandVivat, like in the next 3-5 years, that will have like a chain that integrates other, cleaning service providers that will render services, and so, and you're just amazing. Like, so you can actually have a mentor, like someone that feel like you have easy access to, or someone that from afar you admire. So that helps. I actually mentor people though, so of course I'm glad to, and I'm really really keen into women empowerment. Like. Okay, so to be honest, if you know me, like my close friends, life of the party, but entrepreneurship is lonely at the top right now. So, so for fun, you just chill with friends. I won't say reading, because I just discovered that I read a lot now. Before, I didn't have a reading culture growing up, so I'm sorry, but now, because of work and everything, part of the things I picked from when I was working with Tennessee and other places I worked with. So what I do for fun typically, just to hang out with my close friends, chat, have a bottle or two, yeah. And one thing about entrepreneurship is that I'm actually not that so serious, but you have to be so serious, because you have people that are looking up to you. So early in the morning, because we resume 8 o'clock, so I must make sure that I chat my manager to be sure that they're on track. So even when you're lazy and you want to chill, then your team, they are holding you accountable. So, and it's also one more thing, my advice also for aspiring entrepreneurs or people that are already in that career field, you have to have a team that will hold you accountable. Even when you will sleep, maybe you have hangover, someone will call you, hello ma, client is saying that, just jump up. So I think your team is all that matters too. So yeah.